I have sweaters in the brain and I can't get them out. Hello and welcome to my channel, Haylee Marie Vintage. Today I am going to be showing you a sweater haul. I know what you're thinking, it is not sweater season. Trust me, I know we're hitting 80 degrees here in Seattle and it's not like any of us have AC because we're just not a climate where people do that. However, just because it is not the time of year to wear sweaters does not mean it is not the time of year to buy sweaters. I have noticed that sweaters tend to be a little bit cheaper this time of year, which is really awesome for us. A lot of shops know that they're going to be a bit of a harder sell, and for me, I look for sweaters specifically on Poshmark more often, and on Poshmark, sellers kind of know that they just need to get rid of the sweaters and that they can't really hold on to them, unlike a traditional vintage Etsy shop might hold on to that sweater because they know that they can wait it out and they can post it then in the fall, or if it's something like a Bavarian sweater, they obviously will just post that and it will sell for the prices that those always sell. So this is like a very specifically bad 80s sweater haul, pretty much. You all know how much I love a bad 80s sweater. They are near and dear to my heart. I have a pretty broad collection of them because I think they're super fantastic. So these are sweaters that I've been slowly picking up from about February through now. So this has been a few months of sweater shopping, but I kind of wanted to talk about some of my favorite sweater brands. I'm a huge sweater wearer and I have very specific brands that, like, just through thrifting I've found that are just a step above the rest when it comes to bad sweaters, as weird as that sounds. But first we're going to start out with not a bad sweater. We're going to start out with a 1950s sweater. So this is this sweater here. I know, another cream sweater. What can I say? I have a problem. I think this is super beautiful. So I bought this one actually off Etsy, but it was only, I think, $25. I really liked that the beading on it is hand done, which is always really neat. So that means that this is truly a one-of-a-kind sweater. I really liked the way whoever had done this, clustered these beads. And I like to like curly cues. I used to like draw things like this all the time. So I wanted to pick this guy up, and like I said, 25 bucks, can't be too mad at that, and this will fit into my wardrobe really well. I also just love this detail here. It's just so cute. We are journeying into the world of bad sweaters now. The first one that I'm showing you seems super not seasonally appropriate, but this here is my Susan Bristol sweater. Susan Bristol is one of my favorite brands of 80s to 90s sweaters because I think she did a really good job with detail. So when you look at this sweater, I'm going to hide my face for a sec, you can see that there's so much detail in this, from the witch flying up here to the kid running away down here. And then I know there's a black cat. There he is. There's the black cat. He's scaring the little kid. The house. And then we have a second witch on the house. So I just think that this is a really cool sweater. And then some of the details are done in felt. Some are done in ribbon. So I just think she does a really nice job at making a really detailed sweater. So I picked this one up, and I love Halloween. I'll wear a Halloween sweater pretty much all time of sweater weather year. I probably wouldn't wear it during December, but that's about it. I am fully down for a January Halloween sweater bash because Halloween is wonderful and we should celebrate it more. So next up here is a library sweater. I thought this sweater was really cute. Look at the bookshelf. It's like wearing a bookshelf. It's fantastic and I love it. This is a Christine Foley. Christine Foley is one of my favorite of all times. She just has really excellent details. Actually, all of the sweaters from here on out are going to be Christine Foley's. I will pay up to about $56 for a Christine Foley sweater because she does such a nice job on the details. Like this one here has little reading glasses as buttons, which are really cute. And I love that she takes that extra time. And I know that all of these were pretty much like hand knit and hand produced, which I think is fantastic. And they're cotton, which is wonderful, all natural. Next up, we have a spring sweater. This here, look at it. I was so excited to find this. I found this on Poshmark. I check for Christine Foley things in Poshmark, I think almost weekly, to hopefully pick something up. I had my eye on this one over at eBay, but it was listed on eBay for somewhere between, I think it was $100 or $200, but something crazy that I would never pay for a sweater. But I do love the wisteria, so I kept an eye out for it. I kept Googling it, and eventually this one here popped up. When this one came to me, it came to me in not good shape. It was pretty discolored and pretty stained, and so I threw it in some retro clean. However, I did not take off the buttons before I did that, and I knew that was a mistake, and I know better than doing that. But I did it anyway, and so as a result, some of the buttons kind of fell apart, but they'll be easy to super glue back on once I have a chance to run to the store to get super glue. So I will be excited to fix that guy up. Next up, we have a button sweater. I love buttons. We all know I love buttons. I also love the collar here. I think it's so cute. The actually lacking thing for me on the details, the buttons, none of these buttons look like any of these buttons, and I find that a little bit disappointing, so I'm actually going to swap out buttons using my collection. I do have buttons that match these buttons in my collection, and these wood buttons have taken a beating in all of the washes they've been in, so I'm going to go ahead and replace all of these with plastic buttons, and I'll be excited for that. Look at them. So cute. So yeah, this was the button sweater, and I'm so excited because now I can wear my button obsession with pride. My last sweater here in this haul, which is the best sweater in the whole world. This is Sweater Inception sweater. I love this sweater. I found it online and I knew I had to buy it. I think I paid more than usual for this. I probably paid $30 or $40 for this. I think the wisteria sweater was the only one that I paid a full-on $50 for, but this one I was willing to pay the $30 to $40. As you can see, this is a sweater covered with little sweaters. It's so cute, and I was so excited to find it online. So you can see that all of these sweaters on here, and what's really awesome is she actually made all of these sweaters. So my goal is to collect all of these sweaters and get people together and make them all dress up in sweaters while I stand in the center with this sweater. Or I could have a really fun Photoshop project and Photoshop people in their sweaters on this sweater while I wear this sweater. And then I can maybe make even further sweater inception. I don't know. I just thought this was super awesome, so I picked it up. It's a little bit grimy and grubby from me wearing it around a ton because I think it's so fun. But I love it, and this was probably my favorite find of these sweaters, and I am determined to collect every single one of these sweaters, except for the creepy people sweaters. She does not do people so well, so I will not be buying any of those sweaters. But the rest of these sweaters, I am coming for you. Okay, we have our last item here. This is not a sweater. This is actually a nurse's cloak from, I believe, the 60s. So these are always going to be expensive. I have never seen one of these listed for less than $100, but this one was on sale for, I think, a spring sale. So I picked it up. I chose the one with a collar because I have a sewing pattern of the like kind of Mandarin-esque style like collar that most of the nursing sweaters from this era had. I mean cloaks, not sweaters. I have sweaters in the brain and I can't get them out. But I liked how it was, I was gonna say lemon. This is mustard, not lemon. Mustard in the inside. And then I love this collar here. I think it's so beautiful. And I like the initials on it. And then it has different initials in the coat lining itself. So I find that slightly confusing. Maybe like one was her husband's name and one was her name. I don't know. I just think that's really interesting. But this is a super heavy wool cloak. I have worn this out once when it was still cool enough to, and it is hot. This will keep me plenty warm in Seattle. And when I visit Denver, this will be a good candidate to take because it'll keep me really warm there. And cloaks just look really fancy, but they're actually like wearing a really layered full wool blanket out. So I love them. That is it for this haul. If you enjoyed what you watched, definitely hit that subscribe button. I have vintage content posted every single Friday and the occasional bonus Tuesday video, so keep a lookout for that. I will see you next time.